Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Guys, we're almost halfway there, 99,476 subscribers. We're almost 500 away. I started this contest only a few weeks ago, and we have already almost garnered 500 subscribers. So we only need 524 more to reach 100,000 subscribers, guys. And just to give you guys some metrics about the channel, there are still about 30% of people who watch this channel that are not subscribed. So 3 out of every 10 people who watch Working Money channel every day are still not subscribed to the channel. I want to reach 100,000 by March the 31st, guys. I'm going to be giving away 2 Ledger Nanos, a Ledger Nano S and a Ledger Nano X, and I'm going to be giving those away to 2 lucky subscribers in early April. So we have to reach 100,000 by March the 31st, and we're doing so well, guys. We're almost halfway there. So if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe to Working Money channel on YouTube. Boy, look at Bitcoin now, guys. We are getting very, very close to that inter-year high that we saw for Bitcoin only a short month ago, January the 10th. Or was it no, it was actually the 11th, exactly 1 month ago today, if you guys are watching this video on the day that it's being recorded. So at this point in time, we did see a Bitcoin reach a price of about 49,000. Here, let me put a price tag on there, 49,000, guys, and check this out here. Bitcoin getting up very, very close to that high right now, trading at about 48,200 per BTC. And so I have Bitcoin here on the daily. This is very, very significant level that we have to breach here. As you guys can see, this was all-time high for Bitcoin, by the way, but you guys can see here, this level is former resistance that we saw back in March of 2022. Also, if I throw a Fibonacci down on here, you guys can see we're hitting the 0.618 very, very closely here. So this is a critical moment for Bitcoin. Are we going to see that retracement? In some cases in the past, or we have seen some cases in the past where Bitcoin has gone down back to the 0.382 before the halving and then the move up. So guys, this is going to be a very, very interesting point in the cycle that I'm going to be keeping my eyes on very, very closely. Ali Charts here posting this. Bitcoin whales have been on a buying spree, acquiring 140,000 Bitcoin over the past 3 weeks. So you can see how that has been, coinciding with this downturn, this a bit of a correction here for Bitcoin. They have been buying up the king crypto. So that has been happening over the past 3 weeks, and that has amounted to about $6.16 billion. You guys can see the chart here, the price of Bitcoin in black, and the amount of coins that has been accumulated since about January 18th, 19th, give or take. So you can see that trend moving upwards. Another interesting fact here too from Ali Charts, despite ongoing skepticism towards Bitcoin, it's important to note that support levels have remained very robust, potentially outweighing resistance. So the support that we have been seeing for Bitcoin have remained robust. As soon as we hit a new level of support, I find that the buying really starts happening very, very quickly. Like when we hit it was about $40,000 per BTC right around here. We did see buyers really start buying up very, very rapidly. And, it's a psychological level, $40,000 per coin. That's psychological. If you go under 40,000, it's 39. So it's at a discount there. So, in terms of the support levels, we're also seeing those very, very robust. The next significant level for BTC is positioned much higher, though, in and around $57,000. So that's what we are looking at next. This is just some more information from Glassnode here. And the XRP price too, guys, that has also been moving up slightly, albeit not by much, but still commensurate with the Bitcoin price move. XRP, let me throw this on the hourly for you guys here. You guys can see XRP did move over the wee hours of the morning, did get as high as about 53.5 cents, and now it's coming back down to about 53.1. So we're going to see, eventually that XRP price move along with other altcoins once the time is right, guys. I know the FUD has been feeling probably very, very draining and very disappointing to a lot of you guys. But guys, I'm like Steedus here. I've been in the XRP community since 2017, and same here. We went through all the hurdles with ups and downs, watching my XRP investment not going as planned and expected, and this is depressing. The XRP community is tired, depressed, and losing hope once again. So if you guys are one of those XRP holders and, are still looking for a glimmer of hope, I do suggest you keep watching this channel because every day we're finding new information that bolsters the XRP bottom line. And again, this is my third cycle. Actually, technically 2.5, but I've been doing this for a long enough time to know that XRP does move last and fast. And XRP Crow also understands, the kind of thing that's going on here right now in the XRP community. He says the XRP community went through every possible FUD you can think of. We went through attacks from different mighty actors, from the US senators to BTC maxis, media spreading false information and FUD, and finally the unfair and unjust SEC enforcement action against Ripple, which caused $15 billion in losses of investor money and a few years of suppression for XRP price. So we got to remember that too, right? The XRP lawsuit, because we did not see a new all-time high for XRP, whereas, some cryptocurrencies did see a new all-time high in their price. Here, let me throw that back on the daily here, and you guys can see here, when I zoom out here, you guys can see we did not reach that all-time high when other cryptocurrencies did. But guys, this time it's different because now we have the clarity and, more importantly, we have the on and off ramps. So we did see suppression, but Stetus does say here, I am still here rooting for XRP's success. I believe new developments around the upcoming EVM sidechains, AMMs, new use cases, and regulatory clarity in the US will finally push the price upwards. And I am in full agreement here. I also hope that new developers come to the XRP ledger and develop great projects. Having said that, I have a diversified portfolio comprising of new low to medium caps in the most promising future narratives like AI, DeFi, gaming, L1s, etc. Boy, Stetus and myself, very, very much the same. I've been doing the same thing over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, sharing my brand new investment portfolio, the $10,000 plus portfolio for all my Patreon subscribers. It is only $5 a month if you guys want to see what I am trading, because I felt like diversifying in this bull run was the right move because of this exact thing. We did not see XRP go to all-time high, and that was, due to many reasons that were beyond our control. So this time around, I'm doing it differently, and clearly he is as well. Do your own research, he says, and make informed decisions. If you feel like you don't want to pursue your XRP investment anymore, or you are not satisfied, move on with other cryptos. There are plenty of opportunities out there. And why would people lose money in our community? He says they don't do research. They listen to everyone on Twitter, including Moon Boys, with unrealistic XRP price predictions. They are not patient, i.e. they want to be rich yesterday, and they don't understand crypto cycles. And I think this is, one of the biggest one here, guys. This is what's going to get us rich if we pay attention. We need to understand cycles. We need to understand what Bitcoin is going through. So if you are interested in following what I'm doing, guys, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. There is so much going on too because of new regulatory clarity and new green lights for Bitcoin ETFs is just one example here. Chad Steingraber posting this. Okay, yesterday ETF numbers are in, and BlackRock single-handedly bought up 5,264 Bitcoin for the 21st trading session. So guys, we've got BlackRock also accumulating more Bitcoin. So, this just goes to show you that they were also accumulating during this slight correction before this next move up. So that is now a total of 87,780 Bitcoin, valued at about $4.2 billion. Looks like we get our 100,000 on or about the 14th. So he is calculating that. I will link this in the description of the video if you guys want to check these metrics out further. Also, Colin Brown here posting this. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink this year. Bitcoin is no different than what gold was for thousands of years. Okay, this is Larry Fink talking about Bitcoin and comparing it to gold. It's an asset that protects you. Bitcoin ETF IBIT is leading the prices upwards. Imagine once, probably in the next 6 months, an XRP ETF is approved and Ripple conducts its IPO. Well, we can only imagine how fast that'll get the price of XRP up. Watch this.
The industry, meaning companies like yours, asked the SEC to allow folks who might have owned shares via a Grayscale to be able to transfer those in kind to a BlackRock or to Fidelity or whomever.
And so that there would be no tax ramifications. That was not denied. They wanted to really just create from scratch cash only, which we all respect the SEC's reasoning.
That creates an opportunity, actually, for Grayscale to keep those customers for a much longer time.
It does, but I think over the long run, when you start adding up the fees and adding up the fees, people are going to start thinking about redeeming and then ultimately going into an ETF.
Longer term, do you now expect other cryptocurrency ETFs? Meaning, do you think that Gary, and we'll talk to him later, Gary
like Ethereum
will have to approve an Ethereum ETF? And is that a function of something the SEC has to do, or do you think that all these things have to go to court first?
I couldn't respond to that. I see value in having an Ethereum ETF. As I said, these are just stepping stones towards tokenization. And I really do believe this is where we're going to be going. We have the technology to tokenize today. If you want to talk about, think about this. If you had a tokenized security and you have a tokenized identity, right, you, Andrew, the moment you buy or sell an instrument, it is known. It's on a general ledger, right, that is all created together. You want to talk about issues around money laundering and all that. This eliminates all corruption by having a tokenized system.
Jamie Dimon disagrees with you on that, but, or at least to some degree.
Larry Fink understands tokenization. I mean, using it not necessarily for our benefit, keeping us in line, keeping us tracked and traced. Nevertheless, guys, this is how tokenization is going to change the future, and XRP going to be part of that. Now, Thomas Silkjar here posted his opinion on the EVM sidechains, because this has been a big point of contention, I think, in the XRPL dev community, the developers. In my personal opinion, the EVM sidechain is the single biggest direct attack, he says, on the XRPL protocol, pushed by those that should be defending and working for the protocol. It does nothing for Ripple. It does nothing that makes the XRPL more attractive to new developers. It has little to no similarities in dev stacks and interaction. It oozes, we can't attract utility on the XRP ledger, but we can't let XRP die, so let's let what everybody else does on a new chain with that token as somehow native asset, selling the story that the new chain is still the XRP ledger. So that is his opinion on this. Of course, there has been a lot of talk in the XRPL developer community surrounding this. This tweet thread here started out by Vet. He recently did Spaces on Twitter the other day discussing part of this. Now, this point has been contested, though. Bullish for Ripple's price, XRPL EVM sidechain to reward validators in XRP. Now, this is the latest story. The EVM sidechain, obviously running in conjunction with the Ethereum virtual machine. I talked about this the other day. The Ethereum virtual machine sidechain of the XRP ledger will reward chain validators with XRP tokens. That brings Ripple into decentralized finance, or DeFi staking wars. So Ferran Pratt from Piercis, he recently commented on this, and a very different opinion than Thomas Silkjar here with regards to the EVM sidechain. This was originally posted by Sento Sumo Saba. Huge mistake. The XRP ledger is the only one of the top 10 that don't have currently an EVM layer, making XRPL, or rather the XRP ledger, more isolated. Here's Ferran Pratt from Piercis explaining this. Listen to this.
Hi everyone, I'm Ferran Pratt. I'm the CEO of Piercis Technology. I'm a computer scientist, and I've been involved in the blockchain space since the last 8 to 9 years now. There is now around 700 EVMs. And I think the only one who doesn't have still the EVM sidechain on the top 10 market cap currencies, it's the XRP ledger. The XRP ledger, it's still layer 1, non-EVM, very focused on payments, which is for me the most important or the best use case on blockchain technology. But still doesn't have this EVM layer, which allows it to connect with the other chains. So this over the time is making XRP ledger being every time a little bit more isolated, every time a little bit more far of the status quo of the industry. And obviously, every time less developers will be joining XRP ledger, because the opportunities of building a business or building a solution XRP ledger are much more limited than if you build it on EVM, where every time the public, the users, the developers, the market cap, everything, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Almost 90% or more of the talks, the papers, the research are focused on solving things and advancing EVM focused blockchains. So with all these, people, so much people involved and using this technology, I think it's a huge mistake for XRPL to not have at least compatibility with this huge ecosystem. This doesn't mean XRPL needs to, let behind its focus on payments, because XRPL, it's on top of many other blockchains, almost in the top 4, top 5 list, just for being very good on doing payments and for making its own purpose and a specialty, right? But still, this doesn't mean it's not useful to have this part, this layer, where also it can connect and be in the status quo of the rest of the industry. So if there is new trends, they can also born and they can also grow on the XRP ledger. Or at the same time, maybe we can find cross applications where we can use the liquidity, the payment solutions, and all the benefits of the XRP ledger, mix it with other functionality that requires EVM compatibility, not only to be possible, but to be deployed faster, right?
So the clip here goes on for another 2 minutes roughly. I will link it in the description for you guys if you want to listen to the rest of it. New Ripple partner, though, Ferran Prat, and the CEO of Persist, he intends on bringing more demand, more users, more developers, more investors, and by extension, more banks to the XRP ledger by extending it. We don't need that isolation when it comes to the XRP ledger. We want it to be more interoperable. And so, considering interoperability is the name of the game, I feel like Thomas Silkjar here, being a bit of a maximalist when it comes to the XRP ledger and, what it was originally created for. I get his point, but I do think, more utility over the XRPL will eventually be better. Anders here pointing this out. I believe this is a great idea. And I also believe he's correct that it's rather useless to have smart contract capabilities without it being EVM. Validators on the EVM sidechain will also be paid in XRP. As I mentioned earlier here, they're going to be paid in XRP, which creates aligned incentives with the XRP ledger instead of creating a competitor. This is done the right way, in my opinion. Putting smart contracts directly on chain creates a lot of risks, as David has pointed out. The fact that the EVM sidechain is a layer 2 makes it less risky, and it would negatively impact XRPL performance along with an attack surface. As in the case of hooks, XRPL can do what it does best, focus on being the most efficient chain for payments. So I think it's a win-win. Personally, EVM sidechain, obviously promoting and fostering more interoperability on the XRP ledger. But again, I'm not a developer, so maybe I am missing something. I just thought I would bring you guys both sides of this story here. So I wanted to thank Thomas Silkjar here, and of course, Anders and Crypto Eddie just for posting that. Interoperability obviously is playing a huge part in so many different blockchain technology projects. Eisenreich here bringing up another one with regards to VeChain account abstraction and token-bound contracts go live as partnership with EZA and Boston Consulting Group reaches a new milestone with 360 days of VeChain. So we're also seeing, speaking of smart contracts, this is also being developed on the VeChain smart chain abstraction of token-bound smart contracts on both the testnet and mainnet. This milestone enhances blockchain interoperability. See, there you go. More interoperability, particularly with VeChain Thor, bolstering user security and facilitating account recovery. So again, more news here with regards to another crypto project that I really love. I won't read you guys the full thing, but I will link it here in the description of the video. Just wanted to show this to you guys as just another example of where we're seeing interoperability in the space. The tokens that are going to be interoperable, guys, they're definitely going to be more demand for these particular cryptocurrencies. Here, let me bring up VeChain real quickly here. You guys can see VeChain has been rebounding too since this initial decline of almost 4 cents, 0.0388. And now VeChain is trading in and around here at around 0.029. Combating that legacy narrative, though, is also putting a thorn in the side of not only XRP hodlers, but, more or less everybody in the crypto space, especially in the United States. Mike Novogratz posting this. The only thing that can undermine the US dollar as a reserve currency is reckless spending by both parties. So he's calling out the Republicans and the Democrats here. Trump and Biden have normalized huge deficits and have put us into the worst fiscal crisis of my lifetime. Don't blame Bitcoin, although Hillary Clinton is going to try. Listen to this.
And then one more area that I hope nation states start paying greater attention to is the rise of cryptocurrency, because what looks like a very interesting and somewhat exotic effort to literally mine new coins in order to trade with them has the potential for undermining currencies, for undermining the role of the dollar as the reserve currency, for destabilizing nations, perhaps starting with small ones, but going much larger. So when we think about this new environment in which we find ourselves that we've been discussing for the last some minutes, we can't just think about nation states.
Undermining the dollar, the oldest narrative in the book. Clearly that has been debunked numerous times over, but the powers that be, they really want to hold on to that narrative because they really do want to have as much control over crypto regulation as possible. So, but we have a lot of proponents in the space fighting. This is the good thing, at least. Mike Novogratz here posting this, so wanted to thank him for that. Tokenization is going to be huge, and guys, this is another project that I've been asking. I've been getting more and more questions about this from my viewers, from my Patreon subscribers. Governments updating the chart on some of the connections to SHX Stronghold. I knew years ago SHX was going to be special, but even I didn't realize how big this was going to be. The most mind-blowing thing to me is Tammy Camp, the CEO of Stronghold, saying they're working with large enterprises and governments, but she cannot talk about any of it. Do you realize how big this could potentially be? It's literally a liquidity tool to move money. This coming from Aurora Ascent here on Twitter. Look, to each its own. If you're here to take profits, that is your decision, of course. But Aurora Ascent here saying, this is going to be bigger than many people believe. So SHX and the Stronghold connections. Yesterday, I just did a video regarding a new IBM connection to Stronghold and Ripple. I'll link that video up here if you guys didn't catch it. But here's a screen grab, just showing you guys a flow chart of some more payments. So we got Notcha, Ripple, IBM, Stellar, FedNow, and Swift. Many different connections between all these companies. But the one interesting thing is that they're all connected to SHX and Stronghold, and that project is also ISO 20022 compliant. Now, currently under NDAs, that is interesting. Large enterprises and governments, as mentioned here by Tammy Camp, the CEO and co-founder of Stronghold. All very, very interesting. Let me just bring this chart up really quickly here. It's been an interesting cryptocurrency too to be paying attention to. We really didn't see too much in terms of movement for the SHX token over the last, we'll call it a year. Pretty much just flat. Didn't really move until the beginning of 2024, and then boom, pop. We got a huge burst of activity at the end of December, early January. So another cryptocurrency that has been on my radar, and I'm going to keep an eye on this. Wanted to thank Aurora Ascent for posting that. And guys, we got another one here. Ashley Prosper coming in hot. Is Joel Katz Bearableguy? Going down another rabbit hole here. I went to David's profile and clicked on the distributed agreement link. There I saw the story about working at Fort Meade, and I believe I talked about this a few years ago. However, I cannot confirm that for sure. I'm going to see if I can find a video, if I did a video about that, and I will link that up here in the top right-hand corner. I typed Fort Meade in Google, though. Now, check this out, guys. And an image of a castle appeared called Medieval Times. Now, some of you guys might already know what Medieval Times is, but check this out. This is part of a shopping mall located only 5 miles from Fort Meade. Does it look familiar to you? And this was the story from David Schwartz from back in April of 2021. I spent some time in early 2001 at Fort Meade and other NSA facilities because the company I worked for received a contract to do some work there. This is my favorite story from that time, and unfortunately, there's no link to that David Schwartz story, but here's a screen grab here. I'm sure you guys can Google it. And guys, the Medieval Times castle looking very, very familiar. Very, very similar to the original Bearableguy castle here. But also, too, guys, check this out. Look at what she noticed here, okay? On the King Shield and on the Bear Shield, we also have the Phoenix right here in the picture. So maybe more evidence that David Schwartz could be Bearableguy. Just a number down here, also notice this, okay? Did you see reminiscent of some Bearableguy pics that reveals things when the contrast is changed? I recently did a video on that too, the galaxies colliding. That was courtesy of Not Financial Advice, discovering more within that Bearableguy riddle that we got just last Christmas. So David Schwartz was saying here, I was using Gmail when I noticed what I thought was some dirt on my screen, the first image here, but then I realized it moved with my window, so I captured and enhanced the contrast. And guys, this was the second image that he got there. Now, if you guys saw my video the other day, I think this probably makes more sense. The other thing, though, that I wanted to bring up was this, okay, from Sandy Ver. The BIS is a central theme in the Bearableguy riddles. The Dunbar Castle and the Bass Rock could refer to Project Dunbar. And there is also a movie. Now, guys, check this out. A movie featuring Project Dunbar called A Castle for Christmas. So we have Tantallon Castle in Dunbar, Scotland. And guys, does this look oddly familiar? We got that castle, and check this out too. This rock here, Bass Rock, look very, very familiar to maybe some other Bearableguy riddles that have been released in the past. I believe this was from Easter of 2022, if I want to guess. I don't have the actual date up here, but interesting to note Project Dunbar, of course, that project that the BIS has been working on for a few years now. And that movie that they were talking about, A Castle for Christmas, Dunbar Castle yet again, and the fact that this is a Christmas movie, as we know Bearableguy usually does release these riddles at Christmas time. So is this another connection suggesting that David Schwartz is in fact Bearableguy? I don't know, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel, guys. We are so close to 100,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.